Hi guys, hi, welcome back to the channel. Now let's talk about Inimba one more time. Yay, Sana, when I tell you that I felt bad for Lazarus, with Zoleka, prioritizing their son's health. Anyway, Zoleka and Lazarus, actually it's just Zoleka who decided that, you know what, it's best to bring hlathi on board. It's best to make sure that hlathi is on board and hlathi is aware about the paternity of the baby. And indeed they went, it was not easy. You could tell that this was one of the most hardest thing that Lazarus has ever had to do. You can tell that it broke his man ego. He feels broken and he have like no choice, absolutely no choice but to go down this hill and do what has to be done. So they did go to Hlathi's house, and Zoleka explained that, listen Hlathi, we are here because the baby, you are the father of the baby. Hlathi is like, listen, I ain't gonna do anything before I see the baby. So it seems and appears that both Lazarus and Zoleka were trying their hardest to keep Hlathi away from the baby. But as soon as Hlathi saw the baby, he immediately bonded with the baby, and he was like, you know what, he's gonna do what's right to the baby, introduce the baby to his ancestors, and do what's needed to be done for the baby, and make sure that he provides the necessity. He provides almost everything that needs to be done for the baby. And I don't know about their co-parenting structure, because to me it appears that they need to co-parent. It appears that they need to co-parent and they need to have one co-parenting structure. I do not know how are they gonna co-parent. Honestly, I'm nervous. But also it appears to me that Hlathi will not be keen to the idea of co-parenting. Also, I'm a bit nervous about Lazarus' parents when they found out that, listen, Hlathi, rather Zoleka, lied to them. The baby is Hlathi's, the baby is Hlathi's, the baby is not theirs. I'm also feeling like I wonder how are they going to react, obviously, to the news of the baby being Hlathi's and the baby not being theirs. And the betrayal, the betrayal of it all. At some point they're gonna feel like they were betrayed. At some point they were gonna feel like, oh, we're probably betrayed by Zoleka, and she made us believe that the baby is ours, But right now Zoleka is not even worried about any of that. Good for her though, good for her. Her main focus and her main worry as her child's well-being. She is focused and she is fixated to her child's well-being. She's like, that's my main concern, okay? And then comes Utumega, who was also warming up to the idea of her having another baby. She was warming up to the idea of her having a baby. And Hlathi kind of put her into that mood, to say, listen Zoleka, perhaps we can have also our own baby, perhaps we can do our own thing and try to raise our own children. And we now have grown children, perhaps you can be keen to the idea of having more babies. Did not Tumega also warm up to the idea only for her to be disappointed and actually find out that Hlathi have a child with Zoleka? She is not happy. And one thing about Hlathi's system, that woman will come to just rub it in. She'll come just to rub it in and just make sure that she rubs it in. She's like, here I am to make sure that I rub whatever it is. And I'm like, what? What a joke. What a joke. Because why is this woman traveling from wherever she's traveling from just to rub it in, just to make sure that she rubs it in? She's like, yeah, it is what it is, let me rub it in. that Hlathi and Zoleka are expecting a child together. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, oh my goody. This is crazy. This is like the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, guys, iwishi lapha kunimba. Like, one thing that we all love and enjoy about the story is the fact that they keep no secrets. It's the fact that their secrets doesn't take forever to be exposed. Their secrets are just an open book kind of secrets. You know, they are always ready for us to see. You have costed me. Your lies have costed me. Now, I will have to break up with Uqawe because this thing, it just cannot happen. You know, I cannot be with someone's daughter that I happen to used to love, or, you know, who was shaking, and now I'm shaking her daughter. But also guys, as in, I think Umawethu is the only person who thinks clearly here. I know the damage is already done, you know. Umawethu and Uqawe have already had the deeds, you know, they have already done the deeds. But it's better off Uqawe finding out the truth now and they deal with it, because they should have learned. So keeping a secret, it's really not nice, you know. But not Zoleka in desperation asking Umawethu not to break up with Uqawe because the timing is just not right. And I'm just like, ma'am, Zoleka, why wouldn't you rather just have Uqawe deal with a heartbreak, Kasana? Now, while it's still early, and Umawethu will apologize and say he didn't know, blah 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 blah, even though Umawethu is just a written player. That's the only thing that is written about him. But he will apologize and say he didn't know, you know. So now there's a huge distance between Umawethu and Uqawe, a huge distance. And, you know, Uqawe notices this and just be like, okay, Mawethu, I know you asked for a break and all that, and I want to give you a break. I really do want to give you a break, but, you know, we live together, and I didn't know that this thing will affect you, but you seem to be affected as soon as I told you that Zoleka is my real mom. I don't know why would you be affected, you know. But Uqawe is just like, no, listen, it's fine, it's okay. I know, like, I seem a bit distracted and all that, but it's okay, you know, let's forget about it. It's just that I don't want to be caught up in this whole drama of your family, but somehow I feel like I'm involved and I feel like I'm caught up, you know. He doesn't want to explain further why does he feel that way, why does he feel caught up, why does he feel involved. He just chose to keep that information towards himself and chooses to just leave Uqawe pretty much confused, you know, because you will be confused. There is no way you won't be confused. So he just chooses to leave Uqawe in that confusion state and be like, yeah, but it's fine, it's okay, it's not a big deal, you know. So therefore, Uqawe and Umawethu hugged and they promised each other they will never keep secrets from one another. Lying, Kesana, lying, the liar that is Mawethu, because Mawethu is keeping a big secret, you know. What he decides to do next is very, 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 very shocking, because he decided that, you know what, let me go and drown my sorrows. Let me go and drown my sorrows, you know. So he went and drowned his sorrows. He started drinking, and, you know, his friend is just like, bro, this is not the answer. You know, whatever you're going through, this is not the answer. So therefore, he disclosed to his friends, was actually Zoleka, my cougar. Is actually my girlfriend's mom, my current girlfriend's mom. And like, no ways, bro. You honestly wanted to tell me, Ugutu, you are shaking mom and the daughter. You know, I mean, in a way, Umawethu feels disgusted by his actions or by this whole triangle thing that, like, it's a web that has trapped him also inside. So he feels so much conflicted, he feels so much disgusted. He feels those feelings, he have them, and they are alive. They are alive. He feels so much conflicted, so much conflicted, and he's just like, oh my gosh, I feel so much conflicted. But then his friend is just like, listen, you cannot allow yourself to feel this way. You need to sober up, deal with your feelings heads on and all that, But he in a way, Umawethu just doesn't want to hurt Uqhawe, but he's hurt himself, because you can tell that maybe he was hoping that there will be a thing between him and Zoleka. But now that there won't be anything between him and Zoleka, because they are currently going through what they are going through, and like there won't be a chance of him and Zoleka being a thing again. And I think more than anything, that's what he's mourning. He's mourning the end of your relationship. Yeah, okay, no Zoleka. That, oh my gosh, it's honestly ended. It's honestly ended. Like, it's over. There is nothing more that can be done or said at this point. The relationship is over, because obviously Zoleka wouldn't betray Uqhawekazi, So Uqhawekazi, here she is, shame, waiting patiently for her mame, and only for the man to show up. He decides to show up in the house drunk, and Uqhawekazi like welcomes him, embraces him, and be like, hi, welcome back home, my man. Oh, I missed you. I was thinking that we could watch the movie together. You drunk? And then he's just like, yes, I'm drunk. I've been going too much work stress, like things has just not been going my way of lately. There just has been so much that has been happening, with stress at work, stress this, stress that. So with that being said, I just have not been being myself of lately, and it's just something that has been bothering me so much. And then he's like, speaking of work, have you completed the task that I gave you? Always he's like thinking, this is my man, I should flirt with him, I should just flirt with him, he's my man. But Mawethu was not there. Yes, and Mawethu was just like, listen, it's not happening, not now and not ever. What needs to be done, and it has to be done now, like not tomorrow, not any other day, but now. Okay? And the fact that you did not complete your work, I don't like it. When I tell you that Umawenu just switches up and just be like, listen, we are all going through problems, okay? And we do not use our problems as an excuse of not doing our work, because but Kesana Ulontuzana is still a child. Umawethu Uqhawekazi is still a child, trying to just use everything that she could, and just be like, oh no, but I couldn't do my work because of 1, 2, 3, but just like, no, that's unacceptable, and I cannot accept that you couldn't do your work because of the reasons that you are stating. It's just unacceptable, okay? We are all going through things in life, we are all this, we are all that, but we still wake up, show up, and do our work. You should have, okay? And you should not use your personal issues as an excuse of being lazy to do your work. Sana, when I tell you Uqhawe Wabantu was left conflicted, not understanding who is this person that that she's seeing in Qhawe, because the Qhawe that she knows and used to, no, not Qhawe, rather Mawethu would have, like understood, would say, no, man, I'm going through a lot, Hi, Kesana. I mean, I think like that was their first real argument that they've had. And I don't know, guys, like I do not know, because the deeds were done. Because the deeds were done, okay? They were done. So this just makes me wonder, will Mawethu actually turn his back on Uqhawekazi and not like maybe want to end the relationship, kinda, of which, I mean, if he does feel that way, if he does feel like, no, I have to end a relationship now, this thing cannot go on, this and that, I mean, in a way it's okay. In a way it is okay, because I mean, no one should be forced to stay in a relationship just because you pity another person, In my opinion, that's even more wrong. Now you are there, you are in a relationship, but you really do not want to be in this relationship, but you are there because you feel like, oh, just because I pity this person, oh, just because this, oh, just because that, so therefore I feel like this is the right thing to do, is to stay in this relationship. I mean, that's like a big, huge slap in the face, okay? So no one should stay actually in a relationship just because they pity another person. I mean, that's just even more wrong. But guess, with Uqhawekazi going through what she goes through and being with Umawethu, trusting on Umawethu, and only to find out Umawethu will not be available the way that Uqhawekazi thought Mawethu will be available for her, because he's also going through his own problems, and I feel like it's only now that it's sinking in Mawethu's mind that he has actually have broken up with Zoleka. It's only now that he's like, oh flip oh flip, I have actually broken up with Zoleka, So anyway, guys, one thing about Inimba, even these secrets between Mawethu and Zoleka and Uqhawekazi, it's not gonna stay hidden for a very long time. It's not. One thing about those soapy, they do not take 40 days and 40 nights to just reveal a secret on us. They make sure that they get straight to the point. Love the writers, Gesana, please. I feel like we should give them the flowers because, ma'am. Meanwhile, Usigny is always playing a losing game, always and forever. And I feel like also, because the way the secrets just keep on being revealed in this story, I feel like that Signy was behind everything. He was the mastermind in this and that, because his son is already thinking of turning his back, and just be like, Dad, you are very much selfish. Never have I ever met someone who is as selfish as you. So therefore, I've decided to just throw you under the bus and this and that. So just because I feel like Signy's secrets also is going to be revealed very, very, very soon. I love Inimba when it comes to that, like I really do. But then again, if Signy is revealed that he's the mastermind behind sabotaging the whole company, will his role be still needed in the story? I wonder. Okay. But anyway, guys, this definitely does bring us to the end of the review. If you do love and enjoy our reviews, please do give this video a huge thumbs up. And of course, please do not be shy to comment down below and tell us which other soapy or drama you would love this channel to review. And now, many people have been speculating that Uzomita will actually be with a child, and Umawethu will not be there to, step up. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Anyway, this definitely does bring us to the end of the video. I will see you guys on the next one. Till then, please do stay blessed, and I love you.